continually goes on and on. Still no Frankie de Jong at the football club, and our understanding is that that deal is moving further away from being completed as the window rolls on towards deadline day. But with a little over 2 weeks to go, United are looking at other midfield options. One of those, Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo. Now, let's put this out there straight away. Brighton are a tough nut to crack in the transfer window. They will not sell anyone unless they are completely satisfied with the deal. We saw it with Ben White. We've seen it with Marc Cucurella. They will not sell players unless they're happy. And this is very much the case with Moises Caicedo. They paid just £4.5 million for him when they bought him from Independiente. He spent a lot of last season on loan in the Belgian league as well, and then came back in January and had a few appearances for Graham Potter at the back end of last season. United are long-term admirers of the player. They did actually try and sign him from Independiente back in February 2021. He spent the last half of the season where he made just 8 appearances for Brighton. But a really good player with huge potential. Let's take a look now at some of the statistics from last season. You can see just the 10 games there for Brighton. 1 goal, 1 assist. The tackle success percentage of 63%. Interceptions 15 and duels won 55. The fact that Manchester United have had him on their radar for some time shows you something. We know that Brighton have a really successful recruitment policy over the course of the last few years, spearheaded by Dan Ashworth, who's now at Newcastle United. But this is another interesting one to monitor because Graham Potter won't want to lose a key player, but Manchester United are really keen on him.
Yeah, promising player, really promising player. Those numbers that you were showing there, that's sort of averaging 3.3 tackles and interceptions last season. In the first 2 games of the season this year, it's 6.5, so 6 tackles and interceptions and then 7 against Newcastle at the weekend, which is really, really good numbers. The thing I come back to from Man United's point of view is that is he a bit wasted as a 6, which is what Man United need right now? It's a little bit like Fred in terms of that ability to be combative. It's a bit of a waste if you play him as a 6, in my opinion. So again, would be great for the squad overall, but in terms of what they really, really need, I'm not totally sure. And from Brighton's point of view, he was sort of plugging the Basuma gap. So if you lose him, then who's going to replace him for Brighton?
It almost goes back to what you were saying a few moments ago about the hard reset for Manchester United. A player like Caicedo, who's so young and has so much potential, he would fit that mould. But you almost felt like that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was trying to do. He was trying to recruit young, promising, exciting players that they could nurture and work with and develop on the training pitch that would be the future of Manchester United. And that kind of project didn't really work. It's kind of gone out the window again. And then Ole leaves and a new manager comes in. It just feels once again that this kind of scattergun approach is just not working.
Last week we talked a lot about Manchester United's interest in Adrien Rabiot. Does that look off now, Kyle?
Well, the deal for Juventus Adrien Rabiot, as you said, is now increasingly unlikely. The club have not been able to meet Rabiot's wage demands after a broad agreement was in place and it was reached with Juventus for a fee of £15 million. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted this morning, only less than 30 minutes ago. Juventus have received Manchester United's message on Rabiot. The deal is completely off and won't change unless something crazy happens on the player side. Man United have intention to pay record salary and also huge signing fee. Other targets are now being discussed internally. That's from Fabrizio Romano. So it does look like that deal won't be happening, which I'm sure Manchester United fans are getting in touch on the hashtag. I'm seeing all of those tweets coming in. This is another blow to them. This is another player where Manchester United haven't been able to get that deal across the line.
But a positive for Manchester United fans potentially is, let's say the player, any player, is saying, I want X amount of money, and Manchester United is saying, well, we're not willing to pay that amount of money, so we're going to pull out of the deal. That's got to be seen as a good thing, though. You don't want to just be paying them whatever they want.
Exactly. I mean, for a long time, I think Manchester United, as well as some other top clubs, have kind of been held over a barrel in a way by players that they know this is a huge club that want them, and they have the financial backing and the wage structure in a way as well to afford to pay them. But how many times have we seen at Manchester United that go horribly wrong? So for Manchester United to turn around and actually say, we can't meet those wage demands for you, I think actually that is a positive, and it's actually the right step for the club. But going back to what I've just said, I'm sure Manchester United fans will be quite upset that they've not been able to tempt Rabiot there, even with lower wages or anything, because it's Manchester United, because of the size of the club. But I think overall, if you look at that, it is a positive, because Manchester United are sticking to what their principles are and saying, we're not going to pay this for you. We're Manchester United. And as you said before, no player is bigger than that club, and they're showing that.